Good morning, everybody. Today is on the 27th of August. We got like three days to go to end the month of August and go into September, where we'll be having our NFP the first Friday of the month, and we're gonna be doing it live. So again, before we even continue, make sure you register for the NFP happening next week on Friday. It's gonna be on the 4th of September. We're gonna be doing it live and we're gonna be trading it together. All right. Now, looking at this on what's on the screen over here, right? Today's being on the 27th, we're looking at the high impact news that we expect today. USD has the unemployment claims coming at 3:30 p.m. Then we have all day the Jackson Hole Symposium is starting. Today's on Thursday, yeah. Starting today, it's gonna go to tomorrow and all the way to Saturday. It's gonna be ending on Saturday, all right? So this is usually an economic policy symposium. It's usually held in the Jackson Hole, where it's a place actually called that in Wyoming. And all those people that attend are actually the central bankers, finance ministers, academics, and financial market participants around the world. They usually have a closed meeting to the press, but officials usually talk with reporters throughout the day. There's just comments that they usually make and speeches from the central bankers and other influential officials that create significant market volatility that comes to the market, right? So this is usually just a meeting that will be held today. It's a 3-day meeting, today, tomorrow, out the way to Saturday. Other than that, we have the BOJ Governor Himino, right? Who's gonna be who talked about the weak yen and talking about how inflation is edging higher, and we're gonna be checking in that as well. So that's something as well to put in mind. Let's check on results. Yesterday's analysis over here. We were looking for buys above here. Didn't really go as well as we wanted because it didn't really tap the area that we wanted it to tap as take profit one. But it went super close. It was close to that area, but didn't really help. Good thing is at this point it was in break even from my side. We were already in break even. So by the time market came down, took me out. I was not near the laptop, but at least didn't lose, didn't gain. Break even. All right. Sales, too much been happening. So we're gonna be removing all of this and doing a fresh new analysis just to see how it is. EURUSD, there was a deep sell that happened over here from this area to this area all the way down to this point, but then again didn't really maximize on what we wanted to do. But the EURUSD, to be honest, the profits were hit. We hit take profit 1 over here, 2 and 3 over here. So you were almost to 4. So it went to 1, 2. After a lot of consolidation, tapped 3. Then again tried to spike all the way to 4, but missed it with an inch and didn't really tap it. All right. So we're gonna start a fresh new analysis over here and see what we expect today. Price action is what we're gonna be using as a strategy, whereby we're gonna be observing areas of support and resistance just to see where the market could be, possibly having some breakouts for us to just execute upon and move towards. All right. Good. Now here we are, highs and lows over here. Okay, so looking at the over here, you see over here, market is trying to tried to break over here last week's candle, but unfortunately was not able. So let's see what's the plan. All right, there's a low over here that is forming. Of course, you can see, if you can look at this, there's a low forming over here. But again, let's go down to a lower time frame to have exact structure. Yes, see on 1 hour, the structure makes sense from here. Now if I take it from that point, makes sense from that point, and this one makes sense from this point. Rejections that are happening. There's also another low over here forming, so it's very important to observe. That's going to be a 4-hour low. Yes. Now the thing is, once we do all of this, it's also good to do something like that. Okay, So we were looking for this before, for this break over here. For this was the support, but you see it's broken already, and the market is now somewhere low. Now what we can say is that this market, after it broke this area over here, there's a formation of a high over here. That's a high, and that's the area that we were expecting. We were looking for breakouts, and now we have this low. This is a new low over here. Currently we go down to 1 hour, you're gonna see something a bit different. All right, yes, there we go, something like that. So in 1 hour, what we're concentrating on at the moment is gonna be, this is the low and this is the high over here. That is on 1 hour. I'm gonna dig into 4 to 30 minutes just to see the continuation or the momentum that the market has, to just observe what's been really driving this, or what structure is possibly gonna be formed. See, this something like that. Truth be told, yes, that's where we are. This is where I want to see a breakout to sell, to buy. This is where I want to see a breakout to sell. Fill in this wick on the bottom and go down to this point. All right, so potential. Potential sales below, it's gonna be 1.1650. Around that point, 1.650. And potential buyers above here, above 1.1660, 1.660. It's gonna be around that area. Okay, so we gonna be looking at them this way. All right, so pick it from that point, go all the way up. I'm gonna pick it from this point over here, we go the way down to this. All right, so that's possible moves that we expect in the market on Euro USD. If we get a candle breaking above this point, then that could be a very nice entry for the buyers to push all the way up. If we get a candle below this point, could be a very nice area to break and push all the way down to this area. Should we break below that level over here, we expect the market to go all the way to this point and possibly to that point over there. So there's also that possibility of the push to the downside. All right, so that's basically what we're going to be looking at when it comes to Euro USD today. Let's see how it is. We're going to do a review on it tomorrow and see how it went, but keep an eye on this. Keeping an eye on this, the whole Jaco symposium going on, that's going to be affecting the USD, of course. Yes, it's in the USD, right? All day. Oh, all the currencies. It's on the, it's going to be mostly seated on all the currencies, most probably the major currencies. So that's the euro, the USD, the GBP, JPY, those stuff like those. All right, AUD, CHF, CADs and stuff, and NZD probably, but let's see. All right, so that's Euro USD. Let's see what we could do with gold. Our gold over here. Let's see what we can do with gold. Again, the same man. We're using the same analogy over here, price action based on market structure. We're identifying this area. I remember very well in the beginning of last month, I said if this candle is going to be closing above this previous bearish candle, which is the August, go back, July, June candle, then by all means, I'm picking up a buy from this point, and that's just an order that I'm going to put and forget, to be honest. If this one closes like that, see, if Friday hits and the market is like that, above this previous month and this candle, picking up a buy over there, looking for a place to put my stop loss, and targeting all the way to this point, to be honest. Let's see how it is. Let's see how it comes. But that's a very nice structure break. Very nice structure break. All right, so where are we right now? We are on this candle, just broke above this level. Ooh, papa. Ooh la la. All right, let's go down. You can see it has almost similar structure with the Euro USD, somehow, right? When you look at it from the weekly perspective. All right, so here we have, this is the new high that we have right now. This is the new high. I can see a low over here. This is another area of interest over here because we had a rejection over there previously. So you don't ignore those. You know the way you see series, a movie series, and you before you continue, you have to go through previously on. That is basically what you try. You try just look at previously on God's movements, just to understand where are we headed and what happened before could help you to understand well what's going to be happening in this episode. Yeah. So assuming gold is the series, gold has crazy episodes, man. The twists and turns are just on their own levels. Sometimes everybody is seated waiting for gold to make a move, and it doesn't make that. When everybody is giving up, that's when it comes. That's gold for you. It's gold for you, gold for you, gold for you. Intellectual capital. It's very important to have intellectual capital. Just know how to speak to people. Listened to a motivation speak yesterday, and we were saying that people will know who you are the moment you open your mouth. You know, the moment you just say something, people will be like, yeah, okay. Especially the wealthy, they will be able to know who you are, what can you be, what are you, and what's your potential just by talking. But to be honest, sometimes it's better to keep quiet than to just lose an opportunity because of maybe a mood that you're into at the moment. You know? All right, so that's potential buys above this point. Potential sells below here. Yeah, I'm not messing with anything inside this area or this area. It looks good to be taken, to be honest, but nah, let's not mess with it. Let's not mess with that. Just above the level over here. That could be our very nice buy ranges over here. Yeah, well, we need to see basically how the market is going to be behaving. Yeah, so I'm going to keep an eye on this. All right, I know. Let me just remind you that from this point below 445, I keep forgetting, man. Keep on reminding me, guys. It's I'll get there. You know, keep reminding to put the numbers because I'm not used to that. I'm just used to say here and there, and then you figure it out on your own. But special requests are made for me to write the numbers, and well, they're not my numbers; they're market numbers, right? So just put it there. Doesn't hurt. All right. So gold potential buys above this point, potential sells below this point. That is what I'm going to be looking at today. and I'm hoping that they get to move really good, because again, that's what I'm gonna be looking at today, and that's what I'm anticipating to trade. Okay. If I don't have a candle closing below this point, I'm not gonna force it. If I don't have a candle closing above this point, I'm not gonna force it as well. The buys might be a bit shaky. They may be having a bit shaky at this point, because you can see what's happening on the left. But on the right over here, we could have some push to the downside, a bit more with a bit longer momentum than the buys. But again, we're not foretelling either here. We're not trading what we think. We're trading what we see in the market, and that's what we usually say: trade what you see, not what you think. Risk manage your account well, and let's meet tomorrow. We do a fresh review on these two currencies. All right. Take care, everybody. Have a good one. Blessed day over here. Happy hunting, yeah? Bye-bye, everybody.